It's cozy season. You need blankets, pillows. You need mugs. You need
You know what I want?
tea koozie. What's your cozy season must-haves?
Holiday themed glasses and dishware. You know, I finally got my little Christmas plates that I've wanted for years and years and years last Christmas. I want like some sort
It's
of
not
like
my culture, but
I know
I
it's not your
respect it.
culture, but I want more like Christmassy drinkware, plateware.
Okay, well, you know a great place to get that.
Wayfair.
Yeah, you got to be stocking up at Wayfair.
I'm stocking up at Wayfair.
Because not only are you going to get the cozy items that you so desire, but you're going to get great deals on the cozy items you so desire. Because Wayfair has great deals on things your home actually needs, especially before the holidays. They have everything from sofas to spatulas. You name it, they have it. They also have styles you can't find anywhere else. No cookie cutter stuff that everyone else has, so you can make your home way more you. Right now, you can shop Wayfair's insane holiday deals and get up to 70% off during their Black Friday deals.
You know what items I'm all ready for thanks to Wayfair?
What items?
Christmas napkins. It sounds silly, but I want them and I like them.
Get them.
Christmas, they've got little Christmas trees on them.
Get
and
them.
They're napkins.
Just
okay?
just have me over and make cookies. Like,
and you'll go, not my culture when you like wipe your mouth, but that's fine. That's
no,
totally
I'll say
fine.
these are gorgeous.
Thank you. Don't miss out on saving big with Wayfair this holiday. Head to wayfair.com now to shop Wayfair's Black Friday deals. That's WAYFAIR.com.
You will dream it.
Yo, they wanna know.
Hey,
Mia.
hey,
Mia.
Come on.
hey. I want to be famous.
Welcome to Who Weekly, the podcast where you'll learn everything you need to know about the celebrities you don't. I'm Bobby Finger.
I'm Lindsay Weber.
And we're in the same room together because we're on tour in Atlanta. It was such a good show.
Atlanta, you honestly slayed.
It was
Well, we slayed, but you were so
an incredible crowd.
beautiful.
I couldn't believe how good the crowd was.
You know, when artists are like, Boston, you're beautiful. Like when they like celebrate city and they're like, wow, this crowd. Remember when Beyonce was in Sweden and she was like, fuck this crowd. Remember? And then she like kind of got mad and then everybody's like, oh, she's mad. And then she went to Atlanta and she was like,
loved
this is the
Atlanta?
best crowd like ever. That's how I feel about Atlanta. I'm like, wow.
That's literally how I feel about Atlanta.
I'm like, I'm Beyonce and Atlanta was like so gracious and so great to us and we loved it, you know?
That's how I feel. Who Weekly Live restarts again in September.
Restarts again.
Well, we're taking like a month break.
It's like a little sabbatical.
We restart again.
We
When
start-
do we movement?
We start.
Chicago,
We will start begging for you to come to Chicago, Minneapolis,
Boston, Los Angeles, Vancouver,
Toronto,
San Francisco,
and
then
then
New York
back
again.
in New York again.
Wow.
Ugh.
Wow.
Ugh.
Incredible. Thank you so much, Atlanta.
Stunning.
And thank you so much, Ray, for letting us stay in your house. We're in her office, recording next to each other. It's very weird to look at you.
Rude.
It's very weird
You
to
look
like,
at me
sit
every
here.
night on tour.
I know, but just to sit here and have a mic in front of us. This may end up being like a slay of an episode, so who knows? I have a good slay of a breaking news, though.
Slay of a breaking news. We got to get off the slay also.
I know,
This
it's
is
bad.
a real
It's
problem.
bad,
It's
it's
a
bad, it's bad,
literal,
it's bad,
like,
it's bad.
I need to go to like slay rehab where they like shock me every time I say slay so that I stop saying
You're going to
it.
go to slay rehab, and it's not going to be the one you thought you signed up for. It's like people who slay too much, and you're like, oh no, like, this is different. Like, you keep slaying. They don't know it's so you can stop saying slay. They think that you're like slaying too much. Like, you slay too much in life.
Well, I mean, I'm also clearly slaying too much in life. No, it's going to be like
You went to the wrong
Pavlov's dog thing where I need to actually invent the rehab to get us all to stop saying slay. And it's going to be a little bit of a shock therapy that I will like, administer in my,
Administer, right.
in my apartment.
Right. I need something to zap me in the temples when I say slay.
Gladly.
Here's
Okay.
the headline. Exclusive. This is, okay, Jesse Williams on why he assigns his kids, quote, his own homework and if he'll return to teaching. Okay? It's a Zoom interview with Us Weekly.
Wait, Jesse Williams
Jesse
is like back in the, okay.
Well, he did. I was trying to think, like, what's the last thing he did? And it was actually kind of high profile. He was in the Broadway show that everyone loved him in, the baseball show.
And
he got naked.
so was his
His
penis.
his penis was there. Jesse Tyler Ferguson was also there. Speaking of penises. Okay.
Speaking of penises.
Speaking of penises.
Yeah, he also has one and he was there.
That's what I meant. So listen to this. He's doing a Zoom interview with Us Weekly. That's why it's an exclusive. And he's saying, here's why I assign my kids homework in addition to what they get at school.
Why
He's
is
like,
this something that
okay,
I'm really
listen,
I don't give a
listen,
shit.
because I think you can guess this. Because he's like, my dad used to do it. It's like a very like human interest, personal story, right? He's obviously secretly doing Spawn for something. Can you
What?
guess what it is? Just a random brand that comes up sometimes when people do random Spawn for random things.
So it's not like having to do with anything, because this is
No.
kind of remind me of We'll Get There Later, but where Jenna Dewan was like, I broke my pinky, but it was
Very
just
similar.
Spawn for like Neostrata,
really
which has
similar.
nothing to do with breaking your pinky.
Very similar. The Themi brand.
Like Advil.
You're so close. You'd also buy this in a Dwayne Reed.
I
The
buy,
same trip.
I buy everything in a Dwayne Reed. What? Gummy bear.
Toothpaste.
Oh, I'm same as Tisdale.
As Tisdale. Tisdale's doing the exact same thing. Where she's
Colgate
like,
White, Crest.
Well,
Crest
this is
White.
Crest. Crest and Oral-B. Crest and Oral-B, they must have the same owner.
The way that
conglomerate.
it's so funny how, and now I'm seeing, because twice is a trend, usually 3 times, but for me it's twice. It doesn't take much. But
Mhm.
the way that toothpaste is so dull
Mhm.
that when they do interviews with the people doing Spawn for the toothpaste, they can't even figure out a way to wrap in the Spawn to something relevant, that it has to be a fully different topic that then somehow leads into the fact that toothpaste is there. Do you know what I mean?
And this is a different brand.
If you were spawning toothpaste, you'd easily be like, oh, the time I like fell in Greenpoint and chipped my tooth, and then it would
No, it
like
was in
lead into
Bedside.
it. Okay, well, whatever it was. Who cares? You're like, I remember the corner of the street.
Podcast host remembers, like, air quotes, traumatic moment.
Yeah,
He lost half a tooth
yeah.
in
Well,
Brooklyn.
Okay, half is generous.
A quarter to a fifth.
It-
a fifth to a quarter.
a fifth, lowered fifth,
A sixth to a fifth.
a sixth to a fifth.
Sixth to a fifth.
Like,
because you have to.
we have a
include the
friend
root.
who literally lost half a tooth in
That's
a
true.
moshing accident.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so
I
you
know.
lost a fifth.
I lost a sixth. I'll be honest with
A
myself.
six. I lost a six, and I also have a chip, but it's about a ninth.
Where?
You can see it right here.
See, we're next to each other. I can see.
If I
Wait, I didn't know about that.
yeah
I can't even see it.
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. But you know who sees it every time?
Dennis Dan.
Yeah, he goes. You know you have a. And I
love
know I
Dennis
have
Dan.
it, and you know what? I don't. It's fine. Can I still eat food? Yes. Do I still look chic? Yes. Anyways, the point is that I feel like you would tell that story, which is like obviously a great story, obviously,
Yeah.
and then it would easily lead into this. Otherwise, these celebrities, meanwhile, they cannot find a way to toothpaste, and I
Mhm.
feel like if they should get if they get the toothpaste Spawn, if we had the toothpaste Spawn, we'd find a way there. I feel like they need to find a better way there.
Mhm. This is. Do you want to hear the clunky transition for this and Ashley Tisdale? Ashley Tisdale, she's not as good as Jesse Williams is at this.
Okay, because hers is awful.
Hers is. I'll get to Jesse Williams's. I'll do Jesse Williams's first, so you can hear how it should be done.
Okay, fine.
Okay. So Jesse Williams is talking to, because again, these actors, they can't talk about what they're working on, right? They got to talk about Crest.
Well, that makes things even more confusing
Right.
or more annoying, because it's like we can't even like segue into the thing.
No.
Oh, Jesse Williams is all smiles and he has to keep his teeth shining bright because he's starring in the Who Cares and the Who Cares on Amazon Movie TV.
But even if he's doing Broadway, it's like people looking at him at the stage door, right?
well, he could
they're
do
seeing him.
he could do Broadway
He could do
Spawn, but
Broadway
he's
now.
not on
Yeah,
Broadway.
he's not on Broadway now. But he was.
Oh, I know.
Okay. So
I saw.
here's his Spawn.
Okay.
Quote, I assigned my own homework in the same way my dad did to me, Williams 42 exclusively told Us Weekly while promoting his partnership with Crest and Oral-B for the latest hashtag Closing America's Smile Gap campaign. Okay, so it's also charity.
Better
They have
be.
schoolwork and then they have homework. So he's talking about his kids' work,
I'm bored.
which is work that he give them. Da-da-da-da. So he's talking about all the kids that he shares with.
He said he put his kids to work.
Yeah. Remember, it's like he had kids with his ex-wife and then he
Yes.
started dating what's her name?
Yeah.
Okay. Scroll, and then we get here.
Taylor Page.
Taylor Page. And then we get here. He's talking about his whole family life. Domestic.
Okay.
Williams is also teaming up with Crest and Oral-B to help children succeed in school. For every Crest or Oral-B product purchased from August 1st to September 30th, the brands will donate oral care supplies to children in need. Quote, having up-to-date tools, a toothbrush, and toothpaste that are effective, these are all things that we very easily, myself included, can take for granted. So he's like saying like,
Yeah.
my family and we have it easy. We can get toothpaste whenever we want. Other kids, not so easy.
Totally.
That's why I teamed with this brand.
Great,
Here's how
awesome.
Ashley Tisdale did it. Ashley Tisdale is a huge Amazon person, and she showed us her latest order.
It's the we've been featuring this in the show because it is so funny. It is the bottom of the barrel way to get to selling toothpaste
Mhm.
is that basically
The way in is Amazon.
The
The way in
peg is that you
Amazon.
use Amazon a lot and love it.
This
There's-
is not Amazon spawn. This is
no. It's not. You
Colgate
have
spawn.
because they're saying, well, how do you buy the toothpaste? Is that's how desperate we are to get to toothpaste? How do you buy? Oh, I get it on Amazon, and it's like it's not even Amazon spawn, and we're giving them free kind of promotion because that's how Ashley Tisdale buys her toothpaste, and then she says, oh, well, I'm really an Amazon person, and to me, that's like a huge celebrity bubble she's in that
Right.
none of us, I mean, anyone in the real world, talk to anyone in the real world, we are not sharing our Amazon personalities.
You either don't use Amazon or you lie about
That's
it.
between me and God and my neighbors. You know, like the boxes that appear on my porch or whatever. I don't have a
They're
porch.
not people's business.
It's
As in capital P people.
it's that's not people's business. You know what I mean? And my purchase history from Amazon, I'd rather show you when I'm searching like on a porn site.
You'd rather
or
show you
my
incognito
browser
mode.
history. Yeah, like I'm never showing you that ever.
Meanwhile, Ashley Tisdale literally pulls out her phone. And this is the reason I really don't think this is Amazon spawn.
It's
is because
not.
it's not disclosed.
It's not.
The Colgate is disclosed
It's not.
explicitly. Like most of us, Ashley Tisdale loves shopping on Amazon. Last week, the High School Musical alum 37.
They're treating Amazon like a public, like Con Edison. You know what I mean? Like the electric company.
Like most of us, Ashley Tisdale has an internet connection.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
Last week, the High School Musical alum 37 called herself, quote, a huge Amazon person when she sat down with people, as in the publication,
With
when
us,
she
with
sat
just
down
like
with
other people.
in New York City to discuss what her recent partnership with Colgate total. Okay, here it is. There's an endless amount of things that I get on there, Tisdale tells people, capital P people. To prove it, she pulled up her recent Amazon orders on her phone and started talking about things she bought, including a lunchbox for her daughter. Okay, scroll. She also bought Total Plaque Pro Release Whitening Toothpaste from Colgate.
Okay.
Quote, I am someone who definitely gets anxious going to the dentist, Tisdale admits, but this toothpaste makes me feel so confident.
Like confident she won't have like cavity.
I guess. Confident like the dentist isn't going to go like, "Nyeh," you know?
Does the dentist ever do that to you?
Well, no, you know when a dentist is like, how often are you flossing?
Well, they always say that
How often
because
are you
they
flossing?
always say that, and you always are like every day lie, just lying.
Anyway, I just think she's not as eloquent about working in the Colgate as Jesse Williams was.
Well, that's why
He
because
showed a faux passion.
I just think
She's not
it's like
showing passion.
revealing that you're an quote Amazon person is embarrassing it like in popular culture. So
Mhm.
it is funny to me that a celebrity is so like in their bubble of world that they're like, it's cool to be like, I'm an Amazon person and here's my entire purchase history. Again, you'd have to wrestle that from my grave. When I go, guess what's going to be locked first and deleted? Like upon my death,
Amazon history.
it's going to be, I'm going to have somebody like designated whatever, like descendant or something, delete my Amazon history from the world in case it happens to leak. Humiliate. Truly, truly a humiliating thing. Do you not agree?
I agree. I agree.
It's like seeing what I bought on Amazon. I can't.
I
I'm
agree.
stressed even thinking about somebody seeing it. And now I'm like putting it out there. So I'm like, if you hack me and see my Amazon, I'd be so mad.
God, okay. That was breaking news, by the way. We have to move on to the actual stories, which are no hit movie for 11 years, ... But why would Kate Beckinsale care when she can make 30,000 pounds for every Instagram post?
Daily
Great
Mail's
question.
getting creative because this is not even, there's no peg here. It's just them doing what I've been doing recently, which is realizing like, what is Kate Beckinsale doing generally?
Mm-hmm.
Because she was at Michael's +1 to Rita Ora's wedding.
I know.
And I don't mean, and I guess +1, like that's rude because it implies that Rita and Kate are
They're already friends.
but friends enough to come to her like I think Michael is like kind of bankrolling Rita in vague ways. So it's like that's her friend.
In vague ways.
The point is that Kate Beckinsale was at Rita Ora's wedding with Michael as her date, and that leads me to ask the question, what's going on with Kate Beckinsale? And the Daily Mail is in the same mind space as me. They always are, except for the bad parts, but the good parts. And they are saying Kate Beckinsale hasn't had a hit movie for 11 years. But why would she even give a fuck to do work if she is making 30,000 pounds for every Instagram post? And I feel like in a way they're being a little shady.
But that really is incredible.
Right. And
That's
I
the
think
dream.
it's a sleigh. And so like they're
Lindsay?
writing like,
Zap. I stopped myself from saying I think it's a sleigh. Zap zap.
Well, I wrote, it's funny that they think this is a drag, but it's kind of a sleigh.
It is.
Okay, then I'll stop saying sleigh. Yet Miss Beckinsale has achieved a formidable tightrope act of enduring as a Hollywood star despite never cracking the A-list. Is that true? Is she a them but not crack the A-list? Or is she now like literally just a who? I think she's kind of a who.
She's definitely a who now, but I'm trying to wonder if she's ever cracked the A-list. No, I think she's
But
maybe
was she
maxed
a
out at
them?
B+.
I agree, but do you think she was ever a them? Like,
Yeah.
But now she's kind of a who.
Yeah.
She's kind of went back.
I think she was a them when she was in all those like underworld movies. Because those would sell. Those would make like money, and she'd be the one person on the poster, like her and a zombie.
When
or whatever,
she was in
zombie
Pearl Harbor,
vampires.
I would say she was a them too.
Yeah.
Okay.
When she was in the Faith Hill music video for that song, that Diane Warren song, she was a them.
Which song?
My voice. Soar above the sky.
Yeah. Okay.
It's really like
always be a place for you for all my life. I'll keep a part of you with me, and everywhere I am, there you'll be.
Remember when a bad Diane Warren song was that?
You mean
But
like
it was sort of like
kind of
when you're
good?
like not as good as Aerosmith, not as good as Don't Want to Miss
But-
a Thing, not as good as Up Close and Personal, whatever. But it's fine.
Yeah. Now
And now they're like unlistenable.
now a bad Diane Warren song is like Diane.
There's something wrong with Aunt Diane. It's
and
really
yet
bad.
they still get nominated for
Yeah. Well, there's nothing
an
else.
Oscar because it's like we are
There's nothing
scraping the bottom. Okay, listen.
The Oscars this year are going to be like so Barbie-ish that like the original song moment is going to be incredible. I think
Barbie-ish.
Barbie-ish.
Like it's gonna
So
be
many Barbie songs.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have fun with it.
Okay. Sorry, Dub. I just think that it was funny because this article is not just being like conjecture, which is fun. They're naming all like the things she has. They also interviewed people, like they did journalism. Quote, her story serves as a reminder that and this is kind of the plot of our podcast. Her story serves as a reminder that the success of the entertainment industry isn't always a straightforward path, says Los Angeles talent manager Wendy Elaine White. Right. Throughout her career, she has worked and collaborated with incredible co-stars on ambitious projects, even if they didn't achieve the desired level of success. Talent manager Chris Wright says, is it like her son or something? She is a better actress than she gets credit for. She's been unfortunate that some of the films that were supposed to make a difference in her career didn't do so. Yet, even her not-so-good movies are ones everyone remembers, such as Pearl Harbor. Chris Wright just dragged Pearl Harbor.
No one expected that from Chris Wright.
Honestly, I liked Pearl Harbor. It's Chris Wrong to me.
I know, Chris Wrong. I mean, I'm looking through her filmography.
Yeah.
She did have like a near. This was a subject of a recent like This Had Oscar Buzz episode. She had a near hit very recently.
With what?
With the movie you loved, Love and Friendship.
I love that movie.
And she was like,
yeah, but
sorry.
okay,
she was
but
an absolute slay in that
she
movie.
was, but I'm sorry. Near hit is the most generous thing you could say
Near,
about
like,
that movie.
Near like
It's-
nomination
it's
that she
pure-
wouldn't have won for.
It's period. There's no way this
Hit
movie
in terms of awards hit.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean, sorry. That's why I said this.
Because I'm like, that's like a VID. That's like a VOD period, like BBC.
It was an Amazon Prime
yeah,
original.
Okay, right. No one see. I loved Love and Friendship with Stillman. Okay,
No, it's like a big slay.
huge
Sorry,
slay.
she's incredible in it. And that was less than 10 years ago.
Right, but that's like practically an indie. Like at this, in terms of like
Me, her agent. But Kate, you were in this, and that was practically 10 years ago. That wasn't even 10 years ago.
Well, this article is saying 11. So it's like,
Well, I don't know what they're talking about. That's why I started looking at her filmography, because I'm like, but she's made other stuff since. Like, they must be talking about the most recent Underworld that she was in, which was Underworld Awakening, which was in 2012. I think that's what they mean.
Right, but
When we're sitting next to each other, we like spend too much time on certain things because I think our faces do some active listening where we like stay on certain topics longer than maybe we should.
well, it's like I know you want to keep talking about Kate Beckinsale, so I'm gonna like engage
You can
with
see it
it.
in my
But on the
eyes.
phone, if this was, I would just say we're cutting this off at the pass. Like I don't need to talk about Kate. I know you're looking at Kate Beckinsale's IMDb, and I know you want to go there, but like I'm not. It's like on the phone, I wouldn't know that, and I would just be like, moving on. Lauren Sanchez glows at engagement party.
are we
with
done?
Yes.
Oh, we're done? Okay.
BFF Kris Jenner :
When
photos.
When did they become best friends?
I told you that I think I was Googling around, but it's impossible to find
It's a
this.
good
And it's hard with search.
Theory.
It's hard with search terms to see how far back this goes and like if they've been spotted together like years before she met Bezos. Like I want to know like Lauren Sanchez was
Jeff Bezos' fiance.
as you know, was a successful entrepreneur who ran a helicopter company.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's a chance that Kris Jenner knew and was friends with this woman who owned a helicopter company in Beverly Hills, California. So what I'm saying is like, yes, obviously Kris Jenner wants to be friends with Bezos' girlfriend now and is like sucking up to her or whatever and going on her engagement party.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't shock me if they have known each other for a long time socially because as you know from Kris Jenner's I Love LA music video, she's got friends all over town.
In every neighborhood.
She's everyone in that from OJ to some other lady. Like she's got BFFs galore.
She loves her friends.
I love my friends. We love you. And then it's weird because the perspective of that song is messed up because it's she's singing I love my friends, but then they're saying we love you. Do you understand? It's weird.
That's why it's the most like classic Kris Jenner thing because
it doesn't make any sense.
It's because it's ultimately so narcissistic that like what she ended up doing was con her friends into screaming we love you over and over again.
We love you.
When they were probably convinced to do it. It's like Kris wants to make a video for her 30th birthday because she loves her friends so much. Now, can we get all of you screaming how much you love her? Can you scream how much you love her over and over again?
No, I'm realizing my friends did that for me and I
genius.
still haven't posted that video or like ever put it online. Like it's just for me.
That was a good video.
I know. Should I do it?
We love you.
I know.
Don't put it online. Some things can be
It's
for
just
yourself.
special. Should I just say what it was and I'll reveal and
Yeah,
then
just
like
reveal it.
for my COVID birthday,
Mhm.
my friends sent me a
Oh, the
video of them all singing Vroom Vroom,
Vroom vroom.
the Charlie song, including Charlie.
Yeah, we convinced Charlie in a COVID haze to say vroom vroom at the end.
Charlie. It is probably my most prized possession
Mhm.
that I haven't shared, and I think it'll lose some of its magic if I share it. But it is like,
Charlie was a real queen for that.
I mean, it is one of my most special moments, and Charlie was a queen for that, and I will always be indebted to her and love her, and she knows.
A desperate COVID.
To be fair,
request.
Charlie wasn't busy. Charlie wasn't busy either.
Right. No,
that
one
was kind
busy.
of the key. Yeah, no one's busy. I think that was the best part about the video is that when it was being organized by my beautiful friends.
Beep, beep. That's how it goes. She goes beep beep. So let's ride. That's how it ends.
She's perfect. She's perfect, and she goes. Can you imagine her? How old is this bitch turning?
A DM. Charlie, can you record yourself saying beep beep and let's ride?
Well, I mean, that's like her whole career.
Here, thanks.
I love her. Okay, so now you know. That's
Now
in
you
my.
know.
It's in like the Lindsay archives when it's really when my archives are released. That'll be part of it.
But so when you die, you have your Amazon search history destroyed, put in Mordor, and then you put the Vroom Vroom birthday COVID video at the Metrograph. I don't know. You do a screening.
I think you should host it.
I'll do it.
Like
I'll
I'm
host it.
dead.
I'll host it.
There's a wreath around my picture of me, but then we're playing.
Which picture?
I'll
Has it
let-
been taken yet?
I'll let you know. No, it has not been taken
Okay.
yet. I will.
Yeah, I don't think there's a photo I want. A photo
No,
of
I
me.
look at my Tinder or whatever.
I
It's
hate
not. There's
all-
no photos that are
I
just like
hate-
not.
I hate every photo of myself.
The photo of us sitting on the couch in our fits is pretty good.
It's good.
The point is, which is no, there's no point. I'm back to this. Jeff Bezos and fiance Lauren Sanchez have a star-studded engagement party on his $500 million.
The one with her face on
She
it.
had
With
the
her body
engagement
on it.
party on her own yacht that has a
She's
carved
the siren on the front.
a carved
Mermaid, I
statue
guess.
of her on the bow.
I never know like which one's aft, which one's whatever, but it's on the front.
I know. Well, I just trying to be bold about
Bow
it.
sounds right.
On the bow of the yacht. And then she was spotted. I love her. God. I mean, I know that she's like, whatever. She gives like Ursula from Little Mermaid to me. Like,
She
and
does.
I've said that. She gives Vanessa.
She does. And the thing is, if she gives Vanessa, there's an Ursula version of her somewhere.
Well, that's what I'm saying is she gives like there is an Ursula creature who has given something, sacrificed something to become Lauren Sanchez and be married to Jeff Bezos. Lauren was just a helicopter pilot until some force sacrificed, and then she became who she is today.
Who did the sacrificing is the question. Who did the sacrificing? Where's that person? Where is Ariel? This actually is so depressing, and I love it because they're like billionaires, and who cares? But it's like this: you are getting married to one of the richest people who's ever walked the face of the planet, right?
Yeah, Ashley Tisdale's
And-
God, Jeff Bezos.
And I'm sorry, bitch. It is
Bitch.
absolutely
Bitch.
humiliating that the friend you bring is Chris. The best you can do is Kris Jenner. Your life seems miserable to me. That's at least how I'm making myself.
I mean, that's
Deal
your.
with it.
I think Kris Jenner generally seemed as fabulous and fun.
The best you can do is someone who is fabulous and fun, but like entirely superficial. The most superficial life you could possibly lead.
Yes.
You cannot convince me that that is fulfilling in any possible fucking way.
Okay, well, you're doing a lot of kind
Reaching.
of yeah.
But I know, it's making me deal with
you
it.
feel better, but it gets worse.
I know it does.
She goes on a Euro trip, and
With-
guess who meets up with her?
Even funnier.
Katy Perry,
And Orlando Bloom.
Orlando Bloom,
and Usher.
and Usher. And this is not even the full list. Scooter Braun is there. And we're in the middle of having Justin Bieber's kind of disillusion, the breakup with Scooter Braun being leaked. And I've noticed this, and I forgot to say anything. Usher and Scooter are busy chilling in Croatia with Jeff Bezos while that's all happening. If I was
And
Justin
Lauren
Bieber,
Sanchez.
I would also be like, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Not that any of these people are like really in the position to be like, man, my money. But like,
I just think it's funny that like, it's, you know what it's giving? It's Gilded Age.
can't wait for it to come back.
It's fucking Gilded Age. This is the best they could do for their party. They're so rich, and the best they could do was Kris Jenner, the Bumble CEO, someone named Whitney,
Katy Perry,
and Orlando Bloom. I would like Katy Perry at my party, but like, I'm not going to go ahead and say like, isn't my life so fabulous? It's like,
But I feel like you wouldn't want
depressing.
Katy Perry at your party.
yeah, I know, but then like, it'd be a little depressing.
I want Katy Perry performing at my party. I
Yeah.
don't want her to have. Imagine it's like, Bobby, for your birthday, we got Katy Perry, and you're like, oh, yes, she's going to perform birthday. Like that's so exciting. And then I'm like, no, she's actually just like a guest.
She's just going to like,
And then
eat
she's just
canapes.
sitting here,
Miserable.
like looking at you, being like, "Happy birthday, Bobby."
All these people on their phones whispering to Orlando sometimes. And Orlando's like, I kind of want to stay a little longer. Orlando's like, I like Jeff. I didn't think I liked Jeff. I kind of like Jeff.
Page 6. Okay, listen. A-list guests included Bill Gates. That's Slay. I would talk to him. Page 6 heard Kris Jenner, Corey
Boring.
Gamble,
Boring.
Leonardo DiCaprio,
Boring.
Toby Maguire,
I'm sorry, boring.
Andrew Garfield.
Mm,
Come
fascinating,
on.
but also a little depressing.
Come
because
on.
this is the category of people, like people who can be bought.
Ready?
Friends who can be bought are not
Bobby,
interesting to
look
me.
who I found.
Is that Derek Blasberg?
You know
what
it
did I
is.
just say? Friends who can be bought are not interesting to me. They are the most depressing things I can think of.
Derek Blasberg. I see you.
Oh, Derek Blasberg came to your party.
I see you, sweetie.
Fart. Like who cares? Longest fart you've ever heard.
Well, it is like funny that the only technical intellectual that you can get to show up is Gates. So it's like Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos being like, "Nyah, nyah, 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 nyah," and then everyone else is just like empty brain, you know?
Yeah.
Not that
When
I'm
I can-
implying Jeff Bezos is smart, but
when
whatever.
me, a civilian, can identify everyone at your party, that's
Yeah.
so depressing.
You're
You
not
don't have
meeting
any friends who aren't famous?
Yeah, well, right. I mean,
Me looking at a billionaire, you must be so unhappy. I mean, you have to cope somehow. You must be so sad. Meanwhile, they're constantly like fucking each other on that boat with their
and
face
they're like
on the front.
having fun and like loving
Yeah.
life.
Okay.
I want to be famous.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Can't imagine it any other way. Whoweekly.us is a Squarespace. It will always be a Squarespace. We love our Squarespace.
Even if they said no more advertising on this podcast, we would still have it be a Squarespace because honestly, it's just the easiest, sanest way to have a website on the internet at this point.
Yeah. I really can't think of another option.
No, I wouldn't even know how to do another option at this point. It's like it is a perfect way. I know they have all the features I need. If there's a new feature that I need somehow in the future, I know that they're going to have it.
Mhm.
Let's say there's something we need to do on this website that I can't even think of right now. I know that
As
in the future
technology advances,
that they will have our
I
back.
trust that Squarespace will keep up. you
Well,
know?
because right now it's like, you know, we have our tour dates that we're able to change on a whim,
Very
which we
easily.
need to. But Squarespace does plenty of other things. They've got, you know, you could do a course, you could host a course, you could do analytics, you could do email campaigns, you can take payments, you can sell stuff. I mean,
You
it's
can
like
sell stuff
we
on it.
could do whatever we wanted on Squarespace, and I am actually comforted knowing that I could do that in the future.
Yeah.
So head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/who and save 10% on your first purchase of a website or domain. That's 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Hey friends, I'm Sharon McMahon, host of Here's Where It Gets Interesting. Each week, I speak with authors, experts, and thought leaders on everything from American history and democracy to how to be a better person on the internet. And don't miss my extremely popular docu-series, which educate you on things you never learned in history class. Follow and listen to Here's Where It Gets Interesting on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Love my CB distillery. It helps me sleep. I love my they're called gummies. They have gummies and gummies. The gummies don't quite put me to sleep, but the gummies do put me to sleep. And I take them most nights, to be honest.
You do. I know you do because you tell me about it every time. You're like, well, that worked. And for Bobby, nothing seems to be working. So this is an incredible breakthrough for you.
Genuinely a huge breakthrough for me. CB Distillery's targeted formulations are made from the highest quality, clean ingredients. No fluff, no fillers, just pure, effective CBD solutions designed to help support your health. In 2 non-clinical surveys, 81% of customers experienced more calm, 80% said CBD helped with pain after physical activity, and an impressive 90% among them, myself, said they slept better with CBD. So if you struggle with a health concern and haven't found relief, make the change like I did to CB Distillery. And with over 2 million customers and a solid 100% money-back guarantee, CB Distillery is the source to trust. We have a 20% discount code to get you started. Visit cbdistillery.com and use code WHO for 20% off. That's cbdistillery.com, code WHO. cbdistillery.com.
All right.
Normani, okay, this is clarifying. We love to talk about Normani.
Well, just like, I feel like I'm letting this slide. I'm letting this stay in here because it is a little bit boring, because I feel like it's retribution for that we make a lot of little jokes because it is funny that Normani's music is never coming and where is the music? We're saying where's the music? Where's the music? So it's only fair that we report that Normani signed with new management, new music on the horizon, implying that why there was no music and why it is messy.
This guy was a shitbag.
Was that her management was the problem, which
Brandon
I believe
Silverstein.
it wouldn't be the first time.
Yep. Was that Brandon Silverstein was a shitbag, and now there's a precedent. We have someone else because someone else who's
well,
famous.
guess who she's being managed by? Her new manager.
It's
manages
Charlie's manager.
who? Charlie.
It's Charlie's
and
It's
Troy.
Charlie's manager. Yeah, Charlie and Troy. She parted ways with her manager Brandon Silverstein. She clearly has some issues with him that she can't really reveal. I'm assuming that like so much stuff you can't like discuss.
Yeah.
But someone else recently split with Brandon Silverstein, and it was Anita. And she publicly complained about him.
Oh, that's so funny. So it's like Normani saw the Anita thing and said like,
and was like, wait, maybe this explains why this guy sucks and why like all I'm getting is like Bo's spawn. Because it does feel like
I'll take it though.
This is just sort of like, to me, it's clarifying. It makes me suspect that like truly this delay has nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
And it makes it so depressing.
Which is fine for someone like us who would like notice these things or say these things, but generally for her general fame level and kind of the mess that has happened with her career in terms of having these starting moments that are very rare for somebody to get, and then how she never capitalizes off of them, it is still kind of like, how many times do you even get that? You know, like good, even though you have a good manager, it's still hard to find those things, no matter how talented she is.
But the guy started looking him up, and when she signed with him, it was kind of a big deal. His name is Brandon Silverstein, as I said, and he was just this Forbes profile of him from a couple of years ago was just, it made me think this guy's just a scam artist, because it goes into like, oh, when he was in high school, he scammed high school. He like planned all these events, and he would like take a 30% cut as like a 16-year-old and like make $8,000 in a night, like getting 30% of like the soda sales.
So it's like, congrats, you've been a weird scammer your entire
life. He's been a
life.
party promoter, show promoter since he was literally a teenager, and he said, I want to get into publishing. And he signed. I guess he had the clout in this particular
to sign
section
Normani and
of the
Anita.
industry to sign Normani and Anita. Nothing came of it, and they were like, "Fuck you," and they left him because he got this glowing coverage back when it was happening. It was like, "Look at this cool guy trying to venture into this side of the business." So it's
Anita said she regretted signing there and would have auctioned off her organs in order to be released from contract.
Yeah.
That's how desperate she was. All right. That's a blip, though. That's a blip. We're moving on. Can't wait for the new music. Jen DeWan broke her finger. Okay, listen. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because we did it. We did it in the show.
The live show.
We did it in the live show, but also because I already kind of mentioned it, and it's also very similar to what we talked about already for 15 to 20 minutes at the top of the show, which is
Secret Spawn.
Secret's not even a secret, just very messy and a very, I would also say, lazy Spawn integration into the interview. In that Jen Dewan did press for, and also, you know what, not that Jen Dewan is like starring in all these movies, but because they can't promote movies or TV shows or whatever, there's nothing to talk about. It's literally nothing to talk about. The only people who have anything to talk about are us, apparently, at this point in time in entertainment.
Well, and Bethany.
And Bethany Frankel.
#1 podcaster in the world.
Kill me. All right. Please. I would love to die. Okay. Jenna Dewan says her broken pinky finger is, quote, still healing after dumb accident. And it's like, okay. And you're kind of like, can I get a peg? Can I get a peg? Can I get a peg? You know, like, what is this for? It only takes like 2 paragraphs for her to say, I'm over here, like, only using these 3 fingers. Dewan, 42, exclusively told Us Weekly on Tuesday, August 8th, while promoting her partnership with Neo Strata. Quote, it's a dumb accident. It was just like a true accident. But I did think to myself, how funny is it that I've danced and thrown my body around for my entire life, but this is how I break a bone? So that's life for you. So like, then they're able to transition into like her being a dancer and da-da-da. And like, I thought I broke a nail. I was like, I think I broke my nail. And then I looked down and I was like, my nail's still there. Okay, I heard a crack.
She was doing a box jump in the gym. She was still in the gym. She was in a place where you do get injured. This is what I don't like about the story too. It's like, wasn't it so crazy that like, I'm a dancer and this is how I got injured? Yeah, you got injured working out so you can dance
like,
more.
No.
Yeah.
It's not that crazy.
It'd be crazy if you like injured your finger while you were just like falling asleep on a plane. You know, like, I'm thinking of things I'm going to do later today. Like, oh, you injured your finger while like eating a gummy bear, you know?
You're also going to do that later.
Yeah, I know. Well, they're gummy worms, but still.
Oh, I don't think there's any left.
What?
No more gummy worms.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
We'll get some at the airport.
We'll get some at the airport.
Okay.
Anyway, it's not strange.
But what's cracking me up though, and this is just, I was talking about this in the live show, is that every time Us Weekly mentioned one of her injuries, broke her finger, this, that, they would link to some crazy article like celebrity injuries throughout the years or like celebrity bad news health scares. And it would be like just a huge list of any time a celebrity's been like, oops, I have cancer or something. Well, like just the longest, most depressing list.
We've talked about this. It's Us Weekly specifically. A lot of places do this too, but Us Weekly, I think it's sort of like required. They don't link out, they only link in. So anytime you see a hyperlink on Us Weekly, you're like, oh, where will it link? It's not going to link to like the story where they aggregated it from. It's not going to link to the Instagram post. It's not going to link to like the Crest website. It's going to link to another story within Us Weekly's like library that's vaguely related to what it was. So I'm looking at this Jesse Williams post and it says they have schoolwork and then they have homework. You click then they have homework. Where does it lead? Celebrities who homeschool during the coronavirus pandemic.
Yeah.
So it's like everything.
Excuse me. However, a Murray.
I know.
Okay.
Well, the slug is celeb parents homeschooling kids, but the actual headline is Family Time, how Eva and Maria more celeb parents are homeschooling their kids.
I just more mean it's like it's those links are just so intense when you click on them and you get this onslaught of a list of injuries by celebrities. So and it's everything from like really
injuries, celebrity broken bones, celebrity health scares through the years.
But I guess also it's like, has Jenna Dewan also just like been everywhere recently? I feel like I've seen her everywhere now. She's really like back in action and looking, I have to say, uncanny valleyed.
Well,
she got whatever Neo Strata is, it works. Or
I have to say
it doesn't.
I think I don't. How do you say
she got the new face surgery?
How do you say this delicately?
She got the.
She is
Prenuvo. Gave her a new face.
Here's a nice way to say it. I think one of the reasons you're seeing her a lot of places lately is because she's showing off her new look. How about that? Her new air quotes
trust
look.
Me. Yeah, great.
She's proud of her new look.
Something
she wants it to be seen.
She got the full body scan, which I also think gives you a new face. And well, for that price, it better. Please sponsor us, Prenovo. Now I want the full body scan.
I need it so badly.
I know. Well, do you see? They keep giving it. They'll give it to anyone. They'll give it to anyone who walks the earth. They'll give it to one follower. You want it? You want the scan? I know.
Carousel, Prenovo, the carousel I would make you on Instagram. Ugh.
Well, you know they'd find something, I'm sure. Something little.
Guess what? That's a great story.
I know. And you know what's funny? I think that they keep on giving out the scan. This is actually, this is a little bit like,
Oh no, what are you going to say?
I think they keep giving out the scan because a celebrity has not found something significant yet. I think
they're
they're
waiting
like-
until they find.
they're like, the more influencer celebrities that we give this scan to, because who wouldn't want to
Wait,
say
you're
yes
so
to a free
right.
scan? One of these
You're so
idiots
right.
will have cancer.
And we'll save someone's life.
Yeah.
They want to save
And
someone.
if
Oh my
we
God, you're so
save,
right. They
and
want to
if
save
we
someone's
save,
life.
I don't want to curse. I swear I'm not. I'm just using her because we're talking about. If we save Jenna Dewan's life, if we save some,
If we save Eva Amari's
it doesn't
life,
matter. A list, B list, C list. Now we're talking. Everyone's doing this Pronovo scan for free.
Mhm.
If we save one of their lives, people are going to go absolutely bonkers crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
You
You're
know
right.
what? You can save my life. You can give me the scan and save my life.
Pronovo.com/who20.
No, I wish they won't even give it to us. Okay, can we move on?
Megan Fox has a new book of poetry coming out, which is such a funny move. I
God,
love when
okay,
celebrities do
okay, Lana Del
But
Rey.
this one,
Drake has a poetry book coming out. Megan Fox has a poetry book coming out.
one of those Riverdale girlies just published one a couple of years ago.
Lily
Reinhardt.
had one. Obviously, the number one poetry book girly is Jewel. It's a
Mhm.
she's probably the first girly to ever release a poetry book. I'm kidding, but like
Mhm.
that really feels like the beginning of that. Lana, obviously. I mean, it is a very being an actor releasing a poetry book is to me very funny.
Well, what it is it's take me seriously. Take me seriously.
But I'm not
please.
willing to write a book, and I
Mhm.
don't want to have someone write a book for me.
And poetry is also sort of like, it's diaristic, right? It's like, it's a peek into my life. You know, like people who follow me for like superficial reasons, they think I'm hot. Like, no, I want to show you my mind.
Okay, yes, and that's interesting because it's like it's very a way to write something about yourself that's not memoir
Mhm.
or something that is more
It's
of a
not actually
heavy
that
lift.
revealing, right? Not actually that revealing.
Yes,
actually too
but also
vulnerable.
actually doesn't take that much time or
I
effort.
was gonna say.
And
If you are a poet, it takes time. If you are Megan Fox, I don't believe that it takes time.
no, I don't think anyone's gonna be mad at you for saying Megan Fox isn't a good poet.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I also think poetry
no
is
one's
a
going to
real
like
tough.
No one's going to like Saeed Jones with his new book of poetry being like, "Oh, did you fart that out in 30 minutes?"
Right.
You know, like Megan Fox, however, I'm kind of like, "Did you fart that out in 30 minutes?"
Well, I just am like, what, remember who wrote a poetry book that remember Amber Tamblin's poetry book
Oh,
that
Amber
included a
Tamblyn.
poem
Yeah.
called Lindsay Lohan?
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
What was that called?
I wrote about it on Vulture once when I read it. What was it called? Like,
No.
what was it?
Dark Sparkler.
Oh, okay. No, so it wasn't even close.
Wait, this must be you.
Yeah.
Vulture 2015.
Yeah, I interviewed
Sounds
her.
like Lindsay Weber.
Giving
Lindsay Weber.
It's
Amber
giving,
Tamblyn explains the moving poem she wrote about Lindsay Lohan.
It's giving Lindsay.
Dark Sparkler.
Yeah, it's giving Lindsay talking to Amber Tamblyn about her poem she wrote about Lindsay Lohan.
Dark Sparkler.
The Dark Sparkler. Okay. Obviously, and that's the thing about poetry, it can be as
She wrote one called Free Stallion.
it can be as obscured as all to hell, right?
Mhm, mhm.
But it also can be the most obvious direct reference to
Mhm.
what you want to be talking about, you
Mhm.
know?
Mhm.
Which I think is kind of the beauty of it. Where Megan Fox,
There's a poem called like Machine Gun Kelly.
yeah, literally like my
Brian
boy,
Austin
my
Green.
husband. Yeah. So
Mhm.
she has Megan Fox's poetry book, Pretty Boys Are Poisonous,
Classic.
is
Great cover.
already a bestseller on Amazon. Well, yeah, because she's famous.
It's a great cover.
These
It's a great
poems were
title.
written in an attempt to excise the illness that had taken root in me because of my silence. I spent my entire life keeping the secrets of men. My body aches from carrying the weight of their sins. My freedom lives in these pages, and I hope that my words can inspire others to take back their happiness and their identity by using their voice to illuminate what's been buried but not forgotten in the darkness. Part of me feels like this is a little bit of a like reclaiming, like the Machine Gun Kelly stuff kind of had her lost in like that relationship's like weirdness and kind of like, I think she is like, I actually would rather be seen as like kind of a single powerful like ex-wife than this, even though
Right.
I am this.
Who's flipping the story around where she's saying, no, you're focusing on the fact that like I'm dating this famous rock star, but really what it is like, I'm the one in power who's
Sure.
dating the hot guy that I choose, whereas
Sure.
in the past it was the other way
Yes.
around, and I was always the like victim, I was always the like arm candy, I was always this person who had no agency, and you should respect this relationship more than any of you are. And then she's probably going to provide a lot of detail about her previous relationships, and I'm sure a lot of them are going to be vague, a lot of them are going to be explicit. We're going to get, I mean, the one of the keys to this type of book promotion is that you get a bunch of like Us Weekly articles after it comes out being like, who do we think XYZ poems
Well, that's
are
what
about?
basically I did with Vulture and Amber Tamblyn. I've been there.
We're
okay.
just going to get, what do we think this is about?
It's out. Oh my God, it's not out till November. It's out November 7th. It's not even out yet. So it's like we don't even have like those articles yet. Oh, frequently bought together. Pretty Boys Are Poisonous and The Woman in Me, Britney Spears. You can get both in a.
Wow.
In a
I
thing.
cannot, I still don't know that. I don't know that I believe that book is coming out. I just don't believe it.
I mean, TBD. So like this book also has like kind of we got no preview. You know what we have gotten? It's only 192 pages, right? It's not
That's
that
nice.
nice. Is that a lot of? It's not a lot of pages.
A lot of pages.
Okay.
Well, you know, there probably gonna be a lot of like photos, a lot of white space. There's gonna be a lot of white space.
Well, like little words in the middle of the
There's gonna
little
be
words in the
a
middle of the
lot-
page.
It's just white space. This is
All
white
right,
space.
and we got no reviews. Okay, so we'll have to check back in when this is released. But I did think it was kind of like interesting that that's like what she's the move, you know, for her.
I want to be famous.
I slept in a terrible bed at one of our dates this story. I won't reveal where it was because I don't want to be super rude, but the bed was absolutely horrendous. Big dip in the middle. I was
Yeah.
always like rolling into the center. It was so bad. My back hurt so bad when I woke up. And guess what? When I got home, my favorite part of being home was getting in bed.
Yeah,
I
you
was
were like back into
finally,
my mattress.
It's real.
Yeah,
It's a real bed that was chosen for me based on a quiz, the Helix quiz.
right. And sometimes when people use my mattress, they're like, "That's a little soft," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's made for me, not for you."
For you.
Which actually even drives home the fact that it's so made for me. You know what I mean? I kind of relish in the fact. I mean, I don't want my friends to be uncomfortable, but I'm like, I kind of am like celebrating the fact that it's like for my body, not for yours.
Mm-hmm. I just sleep so much better on my own mattress than literally any other mattress. And that's because Helix mattresses rock. I wake up, my back doesn't hurt. I wake up, I don't have night sweats. I wake up and I'm thrilled. I wake up and I say, I love you, Helix.
That's
So
incredible.
if you want to experience the joy that I experience every
The
time I
joy,
get in bed,
the
and
satisfaction.
every time I get out of bed, you should go to helixsleep.com/who because you will get 25% off site-wide plus 2 free dream pillows with any mattress purchase. Plus, get a free bedding bundle, which includes 2 dream pillows, a sheet set, and a mattress protector with any Luxe or Elite mattress order at helixsleep.com/who. That's helixsleep.com/who.
Vet bills can be expensive, but Spot Pet Insurance can give you up to 90% cash back on vet bills, so you can worry less about high vet bills. Yep, up to 90% cash back on vet bills for unexpected accidents, illness, and even routine care. And with Spot Pet Insurance plans, you can go to any vet you want in the US or Canada. There's no network you need to stick to, so visit your favorite vet and you can save money on expensive vet bills. That's Spot Pet Insurance. It's no wonder Spot is America's favorite pet insurance. Visit spotpet.com for a free quote today. For all terms, visit spotpetins.com/sample-policy. Spot Pet Insurance plans are underwritten by either Independence American Insurance Company or United States Fire Insurance Company and produce Spot Pet Insurance Services, LLC. This is an independent ad from Spot Pet Insurance Services, LLC.
You and I love to see when I'm shopping for gifts for the holidays and I'm online, I'm doing my normal shopping, I'm going through all the stores, and I see that little pop up and it says, here's your cashback offer from Rakuten. And I say, all right. And I click that button and I know that whenever I buy something from that website for the holidays, I will be getting money back into my pocket. That's incredible.
Yeah. And yes, it's gift giving season. We're approaching gift giving season. I might be heading up to like wine.com or like Best Buy to get some gifts for people. But
eBay, Real, Urban Outfitters, Sephora.
recently I was on Zappos buying a new pair of shoes for myself. And I saw, I think it was a 10% cash back that I wasn't even expecting with the pair of shoes that I bought. And I was like, that's a slay. Because it's very easy to get that cash. It's like real money. It's not hard to get that money. They just transfer it into your PayPal account.
No,
if
it's
you
not
want it.
hard. It's not hard.
Rakuten is the best way to save lots of money this holiday season because you can stack holiday sales and deals on top of cashback to maximize your savings at over 3,500 stores. That's called maximizing your joint sleigh. Stores will be at the highest cashback rates of the year, all the way up to 15% cashback at some of your favorite brands through the holiday season. Here's how it works. You go to your favorite stores, like we said, it's like Best Buy, Nike, Zappos, etc. And those stores pay Rakuten to send them shoppers, and Rakuten passes on a part of that money to members via PayPal or check. You get the cash back at hundreds of stores across every single category, including fashion, beauty, electronics, home essentials, travel, dining, and so much more. They also find you the best deals, sales, and coupons. They do the work of searching for coupon codes so you can save time and money. Plus, membership is free and it's easy to sign up. Join the 17 million members who are already saving. Start all of your holiday shopping at Rakuten.com or download the Rakuten app to start saving today. Your cashback really adds up. Let's move on. Lindsay, tell me about Tana Mongeau's current controversy.
Okay, this cracks me up because it's
It's a very spawn-heavy
we're not
episode
talking about
today.
Tana Mongeau. Well, I love that we both pronounce her name like just the opposite.
Yeah,
Tana Mongeau.
Tana Mongeau, okay.
Tana Mongeau, we talk about vaguely because as she lives on the peripheral of the Who's in
She's
terms
also a
of
nightmare, kind of.
she is a total nightmare, but she's like that YouTube influencer that kind of won't go away, you know, and she's the kind of inventress of the kind of long-winded storytelling type YouTube, which I do feel like is now kind of a lost art. Oh my God, I sound like when it first came out, like it's not even that old, but I think with TikTok now we're like in a new generation of content. And I'm remembering when one of the best types of YouTubes there was story time, and she kind of not invented, but she definitely refined and kind of popularized story time, and that is no longer a big thing, but that is kind of her bag. But anyway, she's now since like elongated her fame by just being like a generally party girl and like actually very controversial, has a podcast called Canceled, which is like, oh, can we get it, girly? And, you know, is generally still a funny figure. This cracked me up because obviously I can, in our industry, because it's like related to podcast spawn.
She went to France and did a Spawn wine tour and then talked about it on her podcast.
Sponsor
You have
cuts
to play the
ties
clip.
with YouTube star who she says wanted an international wine expert dead.
That's NBCnews.com. That's not just Jared.
I know, but also notice sponsor cuts ties with YouTube star. So we're getting no names. Like this is written about as almost actually a business article. In that this is what happens when the advertisers don't quite know the content. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And they get
It's true.
So she does that. She tells a story. Actually, the YouTube is called Tana Got in a Fist Fight in France. I listened to this. It's a funny story because it's basically about how this party girlie goes to France and is like convinced to go on a wine tour in a small town.
And she thinks it's like, let's get wasted
It's
in the
sleigh.
morning.
We're going to drink wine. We're going to chug a lug. We're going to walk along. Maybe we'll even sit.
No,
you
we're
know?
going to be in a bus that's going to take us from vineyard to
Beep,
vineyard, and we're
beep.
going to get
Let's just get
wasted on
wasted.
French wine. No, it's an educational walking wine tour with a
she
very,
meets her
very smart woman who knows everything about wine, who's like, oh, bonjour. Oh, bonjour. Oh, today we're going to learn about the wine, and we're going to walk from this place to this place.
Yes.
And she's like, what the fuck,
And she's like
girly?
hungover and she's mad. And actually, it makes for a good story because it's a perfect tale for her where she's like, I'm going to kill this woman. And of course, she's exaggerating. She's not going to kill this woman.
But she says, I'm going to kill this woman.
Want to say, but I've been talking for 40 minutes. Honestly, I loved it. I kind of want Cynthia dead. No offense. No, I literally, I absolutely want her dead at the hands of me. Well, okay.
Doesn't she say like, with my bare hands?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something
no,
like
no. I mean, this isn't. Again, what I'm enjoying about this is that it's in the. She has to go long. It's long-winded. It is a. You know, on TikTok where people are like, get to the point. This is the opposite. This woman has mastered the art of YouTube storytelling, despite all her faults and shortcomings. Shortcomings. Her longcomings is that she can she could spin a damn yarn on YouTube.
So she goes to this French thing. On the podcast, she doesn't give the company's name of the tour the wine.
But she
tour
does
company.
call
But
the
she-
wine woman Cynthia,
and
which is her name.
It's very easy to find who this is. So this
Yes.
woman is upset because she basically complained about this tour on her very popular podcast with enough identifying information to like basically affect her career and make this
She
a story.
gives enough hints as to if you Googled Cynthia wine tour small
France.
town, you would find this woman.
This woman, and it works.
The issue is that it cuts into a hilarious ad for Babbel, the language learning
thing.
software. And she
During the
says
episode.
and she says, Because it's been deleted. It's been cut out of the ad, which is funny.
Estás disfrutando de mi podcast? Thanks to Babbel, I know what that means. Do you? Recently, I've been learning to speak Spanish with Babbel, and you can too. Because with Babbel, you can start speaking a new language in just 3 weeks. 1 in 5 Americans have learned a new language on their bucket list. If that's you, check it off this summer with Babbel.
In the ad copy, in the ad read, she says this.
And with Babbel, I should have told Cynthia, the wine tour lady, to shut the fuck up in her native language. That is funny. That's funny.
Babbel hears this and goes, "This absolutely does not align with Babbel's company values."
Do it in a French accent.
This absolument does not align with Babbel's company value. Highlighted here, Tana is obviously not a person who understands or celebrates the differences in culture, and we regret to be in any way involved with her.
I would say do it in French and it's Babbel. Like, it'd make more sense if you just did it in French,
Yeah.
but it's like...
I have to read what she said about Cynthia before the ad read. But I want to read it before you play it because the way NBC reported this is so clear-headed and slow.
Right, because they're a news article, and when you watch the video, you realize I would never want the New York Times to quote this podcast because they obviously you wouldn't be hearing it in the context of the podcast. Like, it'd be humiliating. And I don't want to give Tana Mojo any credit, but the only credit I will give her is that if you quote a specific if you quote something out of its native platform, it's going to sound bonkers.
Mojo also repeatedly expressed wanting to physically fight, quote, curb stomp, and even kill the tour guide. Quote,
sorry, it's not funny.
I absolutely want her dead.
Yeah,
period. At the hands of me. Unquote. Mojo said during the episode. And then it goes into a
quoted like this. It's like, well, this woman needs to be. We need a restraining order. But if you're watching the video,
absolutely want her
she's
dead at
clearly.
The hands of me.
It's a performance piece. You know what I mean? Like
course.
it's like, Bobby, tell a story from tour, and he's just exaggerating that. We're getting it. We're making it exciting. We're making it fun. We're making it.
Every tour story is like, I wanted this person dead. I wanted this person dead. I wanted this person dead.
It really is like that. No. And then Babbel is like, we don't want to be associated with you saying you're going to curb stomp a French wine expert.
Named Cynthia.
Yeah.
Cynthia. My favorite thing about this story, though,
this is funny. I mean, this is Who Weekly. This is like when I'm never I don't want to ever talk about Tana Mojo and her life, but this to me is
it's combining a lot of.
When I saw this, the lights went on, and I watched the entire story.
It's Who Weekly. It's podcasting. It's advertising. It's everything.
Yes.
It's funny.
Before you come for me for talking about this woman, I get it. We don't like her, but like this is it.
My favorite part of the story is that Tana complains about the wine tour being a walking tour because she's like, they didn't tell me to wear my Air Maxes, and then NBC News got a screenshot of the email that got sent to all the wine tour participants. That's like
wear
be sure to wear
shoes.
comfy shoes. It's like wear comfy shoes because we're gonna do a lot of walking. Bring water because we're gonna be walking. And she's like, "Where's my drink?"
No, I love. I mean, and there's nothing more European vacation than being like,
don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Then we're going on a wine tour, and it is a mile walk, and it is a long walk. And I actually would be very mad about that, and I would be very like, I'm hungover, and I don't want to deal with this.
I thought what you were going to say is there's nothing more whatever than an American being like, there's not enough water in Europe. There's not enough water in Europe.
That's the trend.
There's not enough water in Europe.
That's boring. That's cliche by now. Americans being like, I can't find water, and when I go to Europe, I'm parched. Americans should not be allowed. You know how Europe's like
scared of asking my waiter for water because they're gonna make fun of me for asking for water.
Europe is so mad at us right now that they're trying to get visas, like controlling us coming into their countries.
Yeah.
And you know what? Good. Keep us out. We don't deserve to go there if we're over there being like,
we don't deserve to go
I'm
anywhere.
Parched. Meanwhile, it's been so long since I've been to Europe. It's actually depressing to look at this. Okay, relax.
I don't want to talk about Natasha Bure.
Just read the headline, then we'll move on.
Why Candace Cameron Bure's daughter Natasha is no longer, quote, showing more skin on social media.
There we go. Let's move on.
Let's talk about the wedding of the century. There is something. Okay,
which century?
There is something.
Which century?
Okay.
Which is the wedding of the century? Dominic Purcell and Tish Cyrus, or Margaret Qualley and Jack Antonoff?
Margaret Qualley and Jack Antonoff, because I don't know that I've ever seen, what would you call it? A delta quite this large, then in terms of like the people getting married and the people who are there, where it's sort of like, I know Jack Antonoff and Margaret Qualley are famous people, whatever, bite me. They're who's. Both of them. I'm sorry. Jack Antonoff, music them, but like, really, unless you are like a Taylor superfan or like a real music girly, like, Jack Antonoff is a who. I know you're making a face. He's a who.
But you don't think that Taylor Swift is famous enough when, and let me tell you, this girlie is now like Madonna famous. Like we're talking like, I'm now very, and we'll get it. And this actually plays into this story. You don't think that her number one musical collaborator is lifted, all.
He's definitely lifted. I just don't. I think it's
okay,
still
fine.
I think it's still music. Does your mom know who Jack Antonoff is?
No.
Does my mom?
No.
Do your siblings?
Well, I mean,
does your brother? How about that? An actual younger person?
Probably. Because he loves music.
Probably though.
Okay.
Probably is not convincing.
But he likes music.
My siblings definitely don't.
Okay.
And they like music. I just think that I think that we are in the.
To be fair, you're right.
Way.
Bleachers is not a big
Right.
band, despite Jack Antonoff.
Yes.
You're right, being in the studio with
Yes.
like every girly that makes pop music. That is like a thing.
Yes.
Yeah, no, totally.
Margaret Qualley, obvious who. We don't even need to argue there.
Nepotism
Meanwhile,
queen.
Nepotism queen. Andy's there. She's like, what's going on here?
Oh, I love
Taylor Swift
Andy
goes
though. I
to this
love
wedding.
love Andy.
If these two people had just gotten married on like Asbury Park on the boardwalk, we definitely would have seen headlines about it, obviously.
But
I'm
it would
not
have been
gonna
like,
pretend.
maybe like 10 people would have walked by and been like,
Yeah.
is that Jack Antonoff? Is that Jack
okay.
Antonoff?
Because they've been together for a while at this point. Oh, cool. Taylor Swift came, and it was the biggest thing that's happened in New Jersey since
Well, it was
the
a
Hindenburg disaster.
public safety issue.
Yeah, it was the biggest public safety issue in New Jersey since the Hindenburg disaster.
New Jersey hadn't got this excited since like Bruce Springsteen came to a Wawa the last time he stopped by. You know,
Yes.
it felt, and we're talking, Lana was there. Lana was also there.
Lana was there. Lana's a them at this point. The reaction to Lana around the world. Because
I know.
Lana's like, fuck you, I'm not coming to New York. Fuck you, I'm not coming to LA.
Lana announced a US tour today, and the way that I got so excited, and I know better, and I know better, and I knew
She's
it was
like,
gonna
come
be
to Huntsville, Alabama,
I knew it was
bitch.
gonna be fucking South Carolina and Mississippi. I knew that
The
it was
Queen didn't even go to Philadelphia. She was like, you're taking your ass to Pittsburgh.
Sorry,
you're going due west.
The Queen thinks you think flyover states. The Queen is not flying over the Queen is flying over the coast to the flyover states.
The Queen is really queening.
Yeah.
Okay, so she was there. Taylor's appearance at this wedding
I know.
made it seem like Jack Antonoff and Margaret Qualley were the most famous
The
people
King
on
and
the
the
planet.
Queen of
the King and the Queen of
England.
England.
Yeah.
The King and the Queen of New Jersey.
The way that these two had to, the way that Taylor Swift, I'm sorry, ruined Jack Antonoff and
ruined
Mark
it.
Qualley's wedding by
Ruined
simply attending it,
Ruined it.
really shows and
Ruined
this
it.
is a real Who Weekly, not because I'm like wanting to talk about Taylor Swift, because I'm really not, but her level of fame right now is like a big conversation that I've been having with various people, just like, is she the most famous she's ever been? Yes.
Yes.
Is she going to be famous like this forever? I don't know. Does fame like this kind of ruin your life until the end of time? Yes.
Does she love this? Currently, yes. I
but
think she's
will
obsessed
she?
with it.
But will she love this in the future? Like, I don't think that this is a way to live your life or whatever. Like, I just am very.
Are fans behaving completely horribly?
Is this?
Yes.
Yes.
Are
Is
they
it her
doing
fault?
so? Are they doing so at her
Behest?
I
Yes.
kind of think arguably yes.
Kind of. But is this
She
the
eggs them on.
right? But is this the kind of like the upside is you sell out every single stadium tour, you cause a full frenzy, you have the most, you sell the most tickets, you make the most money off your tour of anyone of all time.
can't stop
But I just think that no matter how I feel about her, the downside, which is a pretty big downside to the number one selling tour of all time, is you go to your friend's wedding in New Jersey and the amount of people
Reprieve.
and thousands of people show up to get a glimpse of you going from
Car
door
to door.
to car,
Car to door, door to car.
door to car, car to door.
Karma is a god. Da-na-na-na-na. And it's like,
Expecting it'd be one thing if she said, "You're all here, okay, give me the mic. Karma is my boyfriend," but you know, and I know
she's not going to do that.
she's not doing that.
She's going to walk from there to there.
She's gonna go.
Purse her lips and go, boop, 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 boop.
You're not doing anything.
And then she's going to get in.
She's giving you nothing. What do you think you're gonna see?
Right, right.
But I think that in itself
I
is
would
alarming.
join a crowd to look at Lana's Crocs in person.
Well, that's
I'd
what-
join a crowd to look at Lana's
I say
Crocs
this,
in
but
person.
I'm saving photos of Lana at this wedding. I'm saving them to my phone so I can look at them later. I'm saving the photo of her. First of all, the two photos. Okay, now this is gonna really like go against. I'm not gonna go to this. But I'm looking at a photo of Taylor Swift crossing the street in her like pumps and her little dress, and then right behind her, Lana crossing in wedge flip flops. Lana said, "This is New Jersey, bitch.
This is Jack Antonoff and Margaret Qualley.
We're in New Jersey. You think that I am wearing pumps?
Lana's like,
Stilettos?
take me back to Florida.
Yeah, I know.
please.
She really was.
What am I doing here?
She was in New Jersey for 4 minutes, and then she announced a tour where she only tours states that are landlocked. We are talking the water does not touch.
Well, no, she is going to like the Gulf Coast.
Okay, fine.
She loves Mississippi. She loves Alabama. She loves Florida.
She does.
But, you know.
She's going to any stadium that is sponsored by Walmart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If the Walmart AMPs across the world.
Yeah. I just find.
I'm just jealous. I'm not. I feel like we're sounding
very
resentful. We're sounding like rude about the states like that, or like, you know, whatever, the South and the Midwest.
No, we're doing it selfishly because we want her to come to us. and she
Angry.
refuses.
I'm angry.
No, it's her power.
This woman will never come back to anywhere on the East Coast.
She's like, fuck your coastal privilege. Fuck your
She lives
New
in
York,
LA.
and fuck your metropolitan privilege. I'm going to go to Huntsville, Alabama.
No, and I'm saying I
think is
am
really cool.
considering doing a tourism, pulling a tourism, and going. And I'm speaking to my fellow Lana stans who are like would possibly do this with me. It's like, which one of these places could I visit to see Lana Del Rey
That's a New York Times piece. Talk to the mayors of all these towns.
the mayors?
The mayors, and talk about like how it affects tourism. You know, in these small places.
And maybe I'll get a job at the
the
Waffle
types of
House.
people who are coming to this thing.
I know. Okay, but we shouldn't be using this to talk about Lana. We're using this to talk about the fact that Jack Antonoff and Margaret Qualley got married in New Jersey this weekend. I was a little bit mad because
the whole wedding is about her.
Yeah.
It's crazy. The
I
wedding
know,
has
I know,
nothing to do
I
with Jack
know.
Antonoff and Margaret Qualley. Nothing, not a thing. And if
I
you're saying it does,
I
you're
know.
lying to yourself.
I know. And it's like, and also if Taylor Swift's going to ruin your wedding, at least host it at her house. You know, like have her host it at her house.
Jack Antonoff's like aunt who was just like, I mean, I knew he had famous friends,
but come
what?
on. Taylor Swift is a baby blue bombshell at pal Jack Antonoff's wedding to Margaret Qualley after fleeing rehearsal dinner venue when hundreds of fans clogged the street.
Right. And I don't want to be like, oh, Taylor wants this. Taylor wants this. I don't think she wants this. I don't want that to be misinterpreted. But I do think that Taylor's relationship with her fans is so singular and so worth analyzing, because this behavior is not normal. This fan behavior is not normal. And I don't approve of it. But I also think that like Taylor Swift has cultivated a fan base, the type of fan base that we should not be surprised resulted in this type of behavior.
And could possibly get worse for her and for everybody else. Yes. Okay. Taylor Swift flees Long Beach Island bar after shutting down street when hundreds of Swifties flocked to see singer Jack Antonoff and Margaret Qualley star-studded wedding rehearsal dinner. Taylor Swift parties into the early hours of the morning with former BFF, that's so rude, Cara Delevingne. Taylor Swift and ex Maddie Healy's bandmate attend the same wedding reception for Jack Antonoff. You know why? Because George from 1975 is dating Charlie, and Charlie is friends with Jack Antonoff, obviously. Lana Del Rey slammed for wearing white dress, platform sliders to Jack Antonoff Margaret Qualley's wedding. Okay, that's what we call a sleigh. And let's
it's a sleigh, not a
move on.
Another big wedding.
Yeah, as I said before, Miley Cyrus's mom, Tish Cyrus, married Dominic Purcell from Prison Break.
Yes.
I think they're kind of a cute couple, even though I think this family has, and always has, kind of been a cursed situation.
Well, this wedding really brought out the public acknowledgement of the tension and weirdness in the Cyrus family, because everyone was analyzing who was there, who wasn't there, you know?
Right. No, it gave the reveal that there is kind of a schism in the family where some of the kids are like Team Tish and some of the kids are Team Billy, which is interesting because Fire Rose, like a 20-something-year-old singer,
aspiring singer,
you know, and that I feel like is messy. And as we know, he has been unfaithful to Tish in the past. Actually, he has a kid that I'm not sure he's very close with, that he had through like a cheating scandal with Tish back in the day. Finally, Tish was like, I had enough. They broke up. He immediately got with a 20-something. She found Dominic Purcell, which is like sweet.
Yeah,
And and a more age appropriate partner.
Mhm.
And they have gotten married, and Miley Cyrus was the maid of honor. The first thing my friend said was like, isn't it funny that Tish has like 3 daughters and Miley was she's the favorite, she's the maid of honor.
Oh, Miley was like the obvious favorite.
Even though I'm sorry, Tish hosts a podcast with her other daughter.
Mhm.
And she's like, Miley, will you be my maid of honor?
Hey y'all, I'm Brandy Cyrus.
Wait, are we live?
And that's my mom, Tish. Sorry, she's stoned.
I know we've talked about this offline privately,
Okay.
but the more you say it, the actual, like, the crazier it is. Her mother picked one of her
I
daughters
know.
to be a maid of
Oh.
honor and called her maid of honor to the press.
Yeah, it's her
It's really crazy.
and it's her most successful, most famous
It's really
daughter.
crazy to just be like, oh no, you're all my bridesmaids.
Which actually
Oh,
speaks to
you're
the
just my
fact as
wedding
to
party.
maybe why Noah Cyrus picked her father over her mother.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay. Somebody retweeted Bright M Index X whatever. Noah Cyrus and Brayson Cyrus spending the day together at Walmart in LA during Tish's wedding. Hope Miley, Tish, Brandy, and Trace will ignore her wedding to kiss. She also wearing a Billy Ray t-shirt to make fun of Tish Cyrus's wedding day. I don't know. That's a lot of conjecture. But yes, on the day of Tish... Actually, maybe not. On the day of her mother's wedding, she is not there, and she's wearing a Billy Ray Cyrus shirt and posing
And
with
she's
her
posting
brother
photos during it. Like, she's posting photos during it.
to show we are not there, we are here,
Yeah.
and we are not part of this wedding. Okay, and then somebody retweeted and wrote, I didn't know this family was essentially split, and that Billy Ray unfollowed Miley a year ago. I don't believe in Instagram unfollows meaning anything, but whatever, and only claims the 2 in the first picture as his children. Again, no sources in terms of only claims. I'm not sure what that means.
It's bringing out the tinfoil hats though.
It's
This
bringing out the
wedding.
tinfoil hats and like a lot of unsourced information, but the only thing we know to be true, which is very pointed, is who attended their mother's wedding and who didn't. Okay,
Yep,
and they're all in
Miley.
LA.
Mhm.
Okay, and Noah Cyrus is not attending her mother's wedding.
And they have a lot of, and the Cyrus family has a lot of children. But it's
Yes.
notable that both Miley and Noah have the same 2 like birth parents,
Right.
Billy,
Sure.
Ray,
Right.
and Tish.
Right, because he has a kid from
Yes.
his when he cheated, his
Yes.
other whatever, and the fans who pay way more attention than us, but
Mhm.
obviously are also looking into stuff a little bit more. Maybe
Mhm.
there's a lot more conjecture than we're willing to do. Are saying that the family split down the middle, and Billy only deals with Noah and the 2 youngest, and he cut Miley out and doesn't care about Trace or Brandy, his
I mean,
adopted
we don't have
kids.
any primary sources about this at
No.
all. But
No.
you look at the photos and it's interesting. It's
Mhm.
interesting. I understand why people are obsessed.
But
with
my
this.
thing is, people are then kind of saying, "Oh, well, does that mean that Noah and Miley aren't close anymore?" And I'm kind of like, "Oh,
Probably.
sad."
I mean, also you can't probably, but at the same time, like parent stuff can often interfere with sibling stuff. But I think a lot of siblings make sure to make their parent stuff siloed from their sibling stuff.
Well, I wonder because Noah's engaged to that like clothing designer named like
Mhm.
what's his name? He's named like Blip,
We talked about him.
Blip or Blop or Bloop,
No, Noah is engaged to Burpee.
Burpee,
Is it
Blippy,
Burpee?
Boopy.
We talked about it. The headline.
I'm not being rude. Like his name is like Goopy. It's
Noah
Doopy.
Cyrus engaged because all those funny.
Yeah, it's like Doop.
Pinkus.
Pinkus. Okay, she's engaged to a guy named Pinkus who is like has a clothing line and like
also,
is a thing.
and Billy's engaged to Fire Rose. All these weddings are going to happen, and so we're going to.
Well, that's
see,
what I'm
like,
saying is
who
you're gonna
goes to
see
what.
if Miley Cyrus is at her sister's wedding. Period.
I think it is out of the question that Miley goes to Noah's wedding. I
yeah, I
think the
agree.
generous read of this is that this is parent stuff.
But I can't help but see like Tish Cyrus and her perfect, most famous daughter Miley,
Mhm.
and of course her younger daughter Noah, who like aspires to do the same thing. Oh, who aspires to do the same thing as her, and it's always been the let's quote the basement baby, Solange
Mhm,
Knowles
mhm,
reference,
mhm.
the basement baby of the family, who's done pretty well for herself, Noah Cyrus, considering.
Yeah.
It's like being Madonna's sibling, I'm bringing up Madonna again, is going to be a hard thing or whatever.
Mhm.
Being the most famous pop star sibling is going to be difficult.
Yep.
And I just feel like she probably feels like no matter what Billy Ray Cyrus has done, he's always given her more love than maybe her mother, who's kind of been like too busy.
See, you're becoming a fan. You're becoming one of those people. Look how easy it is.
But
Look how
I've
easy it
seen,
is.
these narratives are not, it's as old as, That's as old as the test of
How
time.
easy it is.
You know? Okay.
Let's move on to Rita.
What was she wearing? Where was she seen? She posted what on Instagram? She's the Who Queen. Tens of people want to know all about the number one Who. Lindsay, Bobby, tell us now. What's Rita Ora up to?
Who is this woman?
Rita went on Running Wild with Bear Grylls. I can't believe her. She like jumped out of a plane, didn't she?
She loves
She ate a
this
pigeon?
shit. I haven't seen this episode. I plan to watch.
No, it was kind of hard to find.
I am on an airfield, I think outside of Vegas, and I have no idea what's going on. This is scary. Not scary. Oh no. There's different types of planes and helicopters, and I see something that says skydivers, so I don't know what is happening. I can't believe I'm here, by the way.
Singer-songwriter, actor and designer Rita Ora sent me a message a few weeks ago saying she wants an adventure. Be careful what you wish for.
She's literally everywhere. I mean, every time I open Instagram, she's wearing like the hottest bikini, like ab crack out, like
She was just with-
everything.
what's his name?
She
The ice plunge guy.
literally hung out with Wim Hof in Dubai. Actually, thank you for reminding me that. She did heart hands.
Mhm.
She made a heart with her hand
With Wim Hof.
with the ice bath king himself, which, by the way, you know, ice baths are becoming extremely trendy.
Yeah.
They've always been around. I'm not saying they're new.
No.
They've always been around, and Wim Hof is the king of the ice bath.
Mhm.
And now that they're trendy, I think Wim Hof is going to become like a guru level type person.
Yeah, it's true.
And she is ahead of the curve because she's in Ibiza hanging out with Wim Hof. He's
Mhm.
playing her guitar. They're having sing-alongs with
Mhm.
him.
I got to meet the Iceman himself at Iceman Hoff out here, and he's honestly the sweetest. He even performed some songs for us too, Heart Face. Anyone else taken an ice bath before? It's crazy.
I can't believe Rita Ora asking, has anyone taken an ice bath before? Honey,
Top comment.
honey.
Top comment. Well, I mean, honestly, the comments on this specific post are kind of wilder than most of her posts. Top comment. Real Luke Evans. Crazy. I lasted 12 seconds. That could mean anything when it's Luke Evans. But he's... that could mean anything when it's Luke Evans. But he's talking about ice baths. Number 2, Maisie Williams. Iconic. Number 3, Busky, who's which one? It's Scout. At Demi Moore. Getting her mom's attention.
Yeah.
Exclamation, because they must love ice baths.
They love ice baths.
Vera Ora. Epic.
Yeah, of course.
Adrian Bailon. This is so freaking cool.
Yeah.
Vaz Morgan,
It is.
obviously.
This is the first thing Rita Ora has done in a good amount
Everyone's
of time.
like, you hung out with Wim Hof?
That's what I'm saying. This is the first thing Rita Ora has done in a while. She does a lot of cool things every single day, but this
No
is
one
the
can
first
believe it.
one in a while where she did something she met someone like genuinely interesting and fascinating and cool,
Right.
and
'Cause
not
I'm-
just like some weird hanger on.
You look through her Instagrams and it's like mostly just like her sister and her mom and
her
Vaz
husband
being like heart.
Well, she's just like going to beautiful places wearing little bikinis now because
Yeah.
she did her album. She did the album promo. She did Australia. She filmed in Australia for her thing. Is she going to go on tour with this album? TBD. I don't know if it did well enough to justify, but I mean, she might anyways. Who cares? They make some more money.
This is
anyways.
the headline we need to read and then we can kind of end it.
Okay.
Rita Ora's heartbreaking admission, : are you ready? Is
Yes.
everyone ready? Sit down. The Voice star reveals why she, quote, threw up just minutes before performing at the Academy Awards. It was a Diane Warren song, number 1.
I'm grateful for the storm. Let me appreciate the sun. I'm grateful for the wrong ones. Let me appreciate the right ones. I'm grateful for the pain, for everything that made me break. Oh, I'm grateful for all my scars, 'cause they only make my heart.
Oh, I remember. You think I don't remember this?
She said, I was nominated Song of the Year at the Oscars, and I couldn't believe it. It's the Oscars. It's like, come on. I've been watching since I was a kid. So every song nominated performed live TV, over 1 billion people. I never know that I want to believe that number. They
I'm sorry,
always
a-
say that with the
a
Oscars.
billion
They always
people?
say that with the Oscars.
I'm sorry.
Billion people.
A
No.
billion people?
My nerves, I just remember looking out at the crowd and the lights just went on me. I closed my eyes and I sang.
Okay.
And then the crowd went, who's this? And what is this song? And what's the movie this is from? I'm getting a drink. Okay.
Yeah, and then Bobby went to help himself to a piece of like Sorry, I'm trying to think
what could it have been?
trying to think of what year it was and what pun it would be. Like what year? like.
I mean, let's be honest. It definitely would have been like a hunk of baked Brie Larson. You know, like let's just be honest. A hunk of baked Brie Larson has been a staple in Oscar parties for like 6 years.
That's
So
true. You
it
can
was baked
always
Brie
do a
Larson.
hunk of baked Brie Larson. You can always fall back on
It was
that.
baked Brie Larson. If you don't know what to do with the Oscars,
A baked Brie Larson, and
Easy.
everyone will go.
Everyone will go, LOL, what happened to that flop? And then
But
they'll
they
love the Brie
love Brie. Who doesn't love baked Brie Larson?
It's a really good question.
Okay, can we end
Let's
this?
end this. Thank you for listening to another episode of Who Weekly. Thank you to Timmy, our research and editorial assistant, for researching and editorializing and sending us Lana's dates earlier. Like, what did he say? She's so random. He said the tour poster and goes, she's so random.
Yeah.
Thank you to Katie and Eric of the Who's.
He knows that's what I'm looking for. He knows it's the first thing I saw when I woke up in the morning.
For providing a Rita theme song. Support us on patreon.com/whoweekly for bonus episodes, a Discord server, commentary tracks, an occasional newsletter, and more. Call in at 619 Who Then to leave questions, comments, and concerns for our Friday show. What else? Buy my book, The Old Place, on paperback next week, honey. Next week. Paperback.
Oh my God.
If you've been saying, I don't want to spend $27, spend $17 or whatever. Sister's neighbor, when the book came out last year, she was like talking to her neighbor and she was like, oh yeah, my brother wrote a book, and she was like, you should read it. She was like, I told all my neighbors. And the one's like, oh, what's it called? And she like got on her phone to write it out and then went to Amazon and saw it was $27, or went to Book People, whatever.
Yeah, books are expensive.
And she goes, $27. I'll wait till paperback. And I was like, that's the fairest thing I've ever heard in my life. That's it. We're done. Thank you. Bye.
You will dream it.
Real. They want to know.
Hey,
Real.
hey,
Real.
hey. I want to be famous.